You logged in for 3 days and you fell off. Everyone tells you how to lock in, but nobody actually explains how you stay there. This phrase is pretty common, right? Lock in, bro, lock in. Every single Instagrammer out there, every single self-improvement guru is just preaching this: lock in, bro, lock in. But none of them actually tell how you stay consistent on that. Yeah, locking in for a day, for 3 days, it's easy. The harder part comes after that, when the life happens, something comes up. How do you stay logged in even after that? How do you stay consistent on that? That's what actually matters. This is why you keep falling off. Unless and until you have this shift in your life that I'm going to talk about, then locking in is just pointless. So a few months ago, right, I was at my home. It's around 12 a.m. at night, and then it's been 3 days since I've been consistently working my ass off, taking all the to-do lists. Like, I'm finishing all the tasks. 100% of my task list is getting completed for the first one of the first times in my life, and I'm just proud, man. I'm just proud. But it's a little bit late today. To 12 a.m. I'm going to sleep. So I go to sleep. The next morning, I usually wake up at 6, but this day I did not wake up at 6. I woke up at 10. And guess what I did as soon as I woke up? I went, sat on my sofa, opened my phone, and started scrolling the reels. Now you might think, okay, why did I do that? Even though I've been consistent for 3 days, and then on the fourth day, so all of a sudden I negotiated with myself. What happened was, the consistency was not broken when I sat on the sofa and started scrolling reels. It got broke before that, when I negotiated myself to sleep more. When I was supposed to wake up at 6, but I negotiated that, oh, nothing's gonna happen. I'll wake up at 10 and still be working. The difference between winners and difference between losers is how many times a loser negotiates with himself. Winners, once they've said something, they never turn on it. But losers always are negotiating with themselves. Oh, there's always some other reason why you shouldn't do it, why you shouldn't do the task that day. So, how much you negotiate with yourself is going to determine the level of success you're going to have in life. It's never the bad habit that actually kills your streak or kills your consistency. It's the negotiation which you start doing with yourself which actually kills your consistency. The bad habit is just the end of the it's a nail in the coffin which happens. So the negotiation which starts with yourself about your own non-negotiable, when it starts you have already lost. So to combat this, I've come up with a few things which I keep in mind. Number one is, you need to create a minimum version of the list things of things which you need to do that day, no matter what. So what do I mean by that? So on your bad days, right, when you have a headache, when you're not feeling like doing it, or something, you have fried dopamine, you need to just hang on to the to it. What? So you need to hang on to the day, not completely let it go. So you, whatever tasks you have, you do the minimum version of it and consider it as completed. So suppose you had to hit gym for an hour. Maybe you're not feeling it today, you just hit for 30 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, but it's still considered a win. You had to solve 10, 15 questions from your exams, you're not feeling it, you solve 5 questions, that's still a win. Do the most minimal possible version of it, and but you do it, you complete that task. So this will help you carry on the momentum, the carry on the consistency without breaking it. And in turn, it's eventually, when you are past the bad day, then again you have the self assurance, the self confidence to again go fully 100% and actually do the tasks at what pace you want. Number two, what I recommend is identify your falling off pattern. So for me, it was I would come home from a hard work day or something, sit on the sofa, phone, start scrolling reels. So everybody, we all have our patterns, right? That we default to. So identify what your pattern is. So because once you have identified it, you have to break the pattern before it begins. The bad habit which you do at the end, scrolling reels, binging YouTube, TikTok, or anything that you are into, that's just the last thing which happens. The cycle begins much earlier. When you come, you sit on the sofa. So how, think of how you can mitigate that. Instead of sitting on the sofa, you can do a walk or do something else. So this breaks the pattern in between and helps you counter that same toxic cycle of falling into the trap. So you change that one behavior and you change where the whole chain goes. Number three is the 1 day rule. You have had a bad day, it didn't go as planned, you didn't do the tasks what you had to do. Now this is the hardest part, right? How do you get out of this? The next day you make it non-negotiable. The immediate next day, you what you need to do is you need to force yourself to cut off all the vices, and you need to plan out every single minute of the next day and what you need to do. Because once you start going deep in the rut, it's very hard to come out of it. You have to force it, and that's why it is the hardest part, where people are not able to do it. But you have to sit through the discomfort, and once you have sat through this discomfort and you force yourself to do whatever you have told yourself to do the previous day, definitely the momentum is back, and that's how you build on top of it. Once the momentum is back, boom, you're on track, and then you keep moving. If you keep, whatever I've told in this video, if you follow it to the T, I'm guaranteeing you, you'll never break your consistency of locking in. So eventually what's going to happen is, when you keep doing it, your identity is going to change. And we all know, once the identity changes and how you think about yourself changes, it's suddenly, working hard is not something that you do, it's just who you are. You're just a hard worker. You will never feel that doing hard work is something that you do sometimes. It's just something you do every single day, and when you slack off, you feel weird. So we need to get to this stage, we need to stay consistent and keep every lock-in you do, every time you are consistent, you're just reinforcing this identity. So that's it for today's video. If you want more content on self-improvement, check out my channel. There's a lot of great content out there. I'm going to be putting on more content as well. And if you want any videos, suggest to me in comments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.